What's going on, guys? Welcome back to another weekly update video. We're going to go through all the tactics and instructions. I know normally I do this at quite a quick pace, and the reason why is I try to get the videos done as soon as I can. It's really hard trying to find a balance to make a video not too long and a video not too short. Just remember, if you ever want any of these individual tactics, you want like a 10-15 minute video explanation, I got each one of these on my channel, so you can always refer to those. The first thing people always ask me is the balance tactic. What do I do for the balance tactic? So I don't actually use this. Well, what I actually do is actually sub off Rijkaard in game. What I do normally is I put Pereira and Rapinoe on. So this is what happens inside the game. So I just leave Rijkaard and Pires on for chemistry, and then I use this in game. That is how I set my team up. Okay, so Pires and Rijkaard, they're not really there. They're just there purely for chemistry purposes. Now, as you can see, that way Alvarez and a few of the players get maximum chemistry, and I sub them off. Now, the balance tactic I don't really use. Now, your balance tactic would be whatever format. So, like for example, this system, I have to use the 4-2-4 or 4-4-2 to get chemistry. So the balance tactic, you never actually use it inside the game. This is just for your chemistry purposes. So literally I have everyone basically on comeback and defense. So what I suggest is putting everyone on comeback and defense. Now this is what I like to call the anti-kickoff formation. So let's say in theory, your opponent kicks off first, right? If your opponent kicks off first, at least this way your players are not running forward, because you can imagine it takes, before you change to one of these four formations inside the game, it takes some time. Either you have to wait for the ball to go. A player will take about 15 minutes inside the game. If all these players are unbalanced and get forward, your fullback might be running forward when you have the attack, then you can lose the ball and you concede very easy. That's why this balance tactic is very, very important setup. Never forget that. Then when the game starts, I change one of the four tactics. As I said, I'm experimenting with new tactics now. I'm getting bored of the same things over and over again. I still want meta tactics, but I want to make things fun. As I said, because at the end of the day, I want you to experiment every formation so you know which is the best one for you. We have a new one here, which is maybe even better than the 4-3-2-1. We'll go over that as well. Very similar to last week. Let's just first start off with the 4-2-2. This is actually a very balanced tactic. I've actually made a video on this on my channel. This is actually Manu Bashir. Manu Bashir actually won the FIFA World Cup last year. So FIFA 23 World Cup. He's technically the best player in the world, or was the best player in the world last year. These are his tactics. Very, very nice tactics. They're very balanced 4-4-2. I'd say a very moderately balanced 4-4-2. That's conservative. You can also attack very well, but you can defend. A lot of people are struggling on this formation, and the truth is, you can copy these tactics. These are his. You can just pause. Remember, just pause the video, guys. Literally, I'm going to highlight something. Literally, just pause the video, or you can watch the video and slow it down if you really want to see the tactics. But the video explains this. I haven't really changed what he said. Only thing I did want to add, as I said, is put overlap on these players and then put get in behind. Like so. So for example, here that's the balance tactic. No, don't use that. 4-2-2. And then what I'd recommend is using long ball. As I said, Manu Bashir, he's a pro player. Don't forget, pro players. Everyone goes, oh, well, Neil, when I use a 4-2-2, it doesn't work for me. Well, the difference is, if I give you a Formula 1 car, you're still going to be the same, get the same time as like Lewis Hamilton or Verstappen? Absolutely not. You can see those players like to use L1 triggers. So whenever you have the ball with all these players, so when you have the ball with any of these players, you gotta press the L1 button. You gotta trigger these players forward. So when you get the ball with your center mids, you have to trigger these players forward. The L1. It is very, very important. That is the 4-2-2, a formation you can start the game with. If you want to get better at FC24, I do have an FC24 FIFA School Series. But before you skip ahead, what if I told you if you don't get better after 1 month, I'll refund you your money? I can say that because I've been running this school for many years and thousands of people have already joined and even stay on. We go over complete in-depth gameplay tutorials showing you the theory of it and then showing you gameplay examples in a structured format. Unlike my YouTube channel, they are a progressive learning system teaching you everything from the core mechanics to the meta so you can get better as a whole, with explanations that go beyond the scope of my YouTube channel. FC School has already started with new videos coming out every single week. These videos will adjust to the recent patches and updates so you can stay up to date and ahead of your competition. So come join thousands of others in a mature community for those looking to get better. Patreon.com/NeilGuides or click the link down below. Now when you join, we already have a library of hundreds of videos, more than my YouTube channel in fact, with new FC24 videos getting added constantly so you never run out of content. Remember, the biggest mistake people make is they spend thousands of dollars on FIFA points every single year thinking a team will make them better, but it won't. But now it's time for you to make that change. And don't forget, if you don't get better after 1 month, just send me a message and I'll refund your money. That is the Neil Guides guarantee. Patreon.com/NeilGuides. Link is down below in the description or click on the pinned comment below. Now we're actually going to jump to the 4-3-2-1. I'll explain to you why in a second. These are the 4-3-2-1s. As I said, these are also kind of a mix of Mark Marley's and a bit of Anders and mine tactics, kind of all together, jumbled up basically. I took ideas of everyone, but to be honest, they're all very similar anyway. Just like sometimes you attack more on the left-hand side or you attack more on the right-hand side. This is actually the next formation. The reason why I didn't put in the defensive slot is so just so you remember, the 4-3-2-1 is unchanged from last week or the week before when I uploaded that video. It's probably the best tactic inside the game. It's the most balanced tactic inside the game. This is the one that basically attacks in a 4-3-2-1. Then when you're out of possession, it defends in a 4-4-2. And the way it defends in a 4-4-2 is because you have one of these players on comeback and defense that tells the game, okay, you know what? I want you to be a right mid when you're defending. These two players on cover center and left mid, and the left center mid becomes left mid. So that is how you defend in a 4-4-2, and these two players go in striker. So that is how you defend in a 4-4-2. So these are tactics, very, very balanced. 45, not 71 depth, we're going with 60 depth. Balance, direct passing, 45 width, and 7 players inside the box. Instructions. Stay forward for both the two strikers. So you can put stay central, again, get it behind and stay forward. In fact, you can do the same for this player as well. Rijkaard's not meant to be there. Let's just do an objective. 1 second. And then the person that makes the right mid, when you're defending, this person will go to right mid, put them on comeback and offense. The person that's going to go left mid inside the game, make sure the attacking support is on balance. Don't put them on stay back or get forward. The most important thing here is just cover wing, because you copy these exact tactics. Central player, stay back, stay into the box, cover center, and stay back, get into the box for a cross, and cover center for the right center mid. Right back is on join the attack and overlap, and left back is on stay back while attacking. So this is the attack. Primarily, you're going to be attacking down the right hand side. If you want to invert this, you could just put the same tactics, but on the opposite side. Just flip the tactics around if you want the attack on the left hand side. And that is pretty much that. And the reason why, so you may be asking, well, no, what about this 3-4-2-1? I was going to say the 3-4-1-2. I explained to you last week how that alongside a 3-5-2 is even more attacking, maybe even sometimes 2 attacking. This formation is even better. The reason why is because you have 3 strikers on stay forward. In fact, what is the similarity between this formation and this formation? Now, arguably, this one is more attacking. Although you lack that central centre mid player, this formation is definitely the more attacking one out of the 2. But the question is, why did I leave this here? I just left this here just so you know it's the exact same tactic, but truthfully speaking, I'd probably start the game with this tactic, and then I'd probably add number 1. Then I'd move to this one, number 2, and then I would use number 3. So number 3 basically is a more almost like an ultra attacking. Don't forget that all of this doesn't matter. These are just like slot 1, slot 2, slot 3, slot 4. It doesn't matter if you put an ultra attacking formation, ultra defensive, by the way. People always ask me that question. It doesn't make a difference. They're just slots. Think of it just like slots. But yes, so this one we've got balance, 50 width, 50 depth. You can actually decrease the depth, by the way, if you find this to be too aggressive. What I'm finding is that, especially if you're under rank 3, this might be a good way to explain it. If you're under rank 3, rank 4, in the weekend league, I definitely recommend a lower depth, just because the fact to get countered defensively, you may struggle with a lack of CDMs. Balanced, to be honest, you can use long ball, but I wouldn't recommend it. And very similar to the 4-3-2-1, we do have direct passing, 43 width, something that I prefer using with this formation really. Whenever I'm in case you're wondering, whenever I want to find the perfect width, I normally go in variables of 10, so 10, 20, 30, 40. I'll use, for example, 40, and I'll find that that's a bit too attacking or a bit too defensive, and I'll go to 50, and I bet that's too attacking, so I'll go halfway, and then I just fine tune it. So that is how I get those numbers, in case anyone wonders. People always wonder, like they see tactics videos, sometimes you might see a pro video, they might be like, is it just random numbers? No, they actually just what that person prefers. You may prefer 44, but I prefer 43. Stay central and get it behind for all 3 of these players. So they're all going to be basically stay forward when you're out of possession. In theory, you could make this defend in a 4-4-2. In theory, but we haven't. We just put them all on stay central, get it behind. Stay forward, left mid, right mid. Very simply on comeback and offense, get into the box for a cross, and get it behind. So come back and offense, get it behind, get into the box for a cross, for both of these players. And then both the center mids, they're both on stay back. Both of these guys. Now, what I would say here is you got to be very careful. In fact, I'd probably suggest not even using L1 triggers at all with this formation. You have enough attacking players. The reason why this formation works very well is there's not one other formation that goes player for player against the back five. So if you're up against the back five, the problem is with a 3-5-2, you might have, for example, 2 strikers, and you might have, for example, a cam over here. But this one, you actually have 5 players up against 5 players. That is why I prefer the narrow width. So if I'm up against a 5-back formation, at least I got a 5 versus 5 and then 2 versus 2. So basically, it's like 6v6 versus your opponent. So at the end of the day, that's more of a game of mistakes and trying to get through. But it's very, very good. The rest, the goalkeepers and the back line for all the formations, they're all just on default, stay back and balanced. So this will be a very attacking formation, definitely more attacking than the 4-3-2-1. Please do bear that in mind. Definitely more attacking than the 4-3-2-1. It's very, very important to note that. So I'd use this first, and if I couldn't get through, I'd use this one. But you know, this one you do defend in a back 5, 2 centre mids, and the front 3 on stay forward. So you can argue it's more a bit of that counter attack as well. So it's something just to bear in mind. So it can be a very attacking formation. A lot of you guys will really love this formation, but again, it'll be dependent on your skill level. If you're below rank 3, rank 4, you may find it to be very good attacking, but you might find yourself struggling defensively. So make sure you don't overcommit players going forward. And in truth, I don't think this slot's ever going to change. The 4-2-4 simply is just the best formation to press the ball. Really, I'm just using this now for constant pressure. You saw I made a video on how to play the 4-2-4. The video's on my channel, by the way. Those videos do so bad in terms of views. I don't know why, but those videos are probably the most helpful insight videos. So let's say, for example, I'll give an example. This weekend league, I'm not going to be playing. Well, I might get a chance. I'll be away. But by the time I come back, I want to be back on maybe like on Monday. I got 5 hours left. Sometimes I play the entire game just to blitz through my games as soon as I can. If I go, let's say I've only got 1 hour to play, I got 20 games, but I'm trying to get as many rage quits as possible. But this would be typically the formation if you're losing inside the game. You're like, oh, you need to get the ball back. You're struggling to get the ball back. This would be the formation to go and get the ball back if, let's say in theory you're losing 2-0 and your opponent is holding the ball, and let's say they have the ball in this region, they kind of just lobbing the ball from fullback to fullback and you can't get the ball, you need to press. You know, people are wasting time. This is the formation to use. We have both the centre mids on both cover centre and get forward. So when you do go attack, you do have that attacking threat. People always ask me this question, so why did you put the fullbacks on stay back but not the centre mids? Well, if you're 2-0 down, 70 minutes, okay? If you put these fullbacks on joining the attack, when you get counter-attacked, you're just going to have 2 players at the back. Now, the most common meta formation is the 4-3-2-1. So you're going to be up against 3 players. You're going to be outnumbered immediately. So that is why you have to be smart about how you do these things. Yes, you could put 1 fullback on go forward, but is that really going to help? Is a fullback down the wing really going to, unless you're abusing cutbacks, is it really going to help? I'd rather prefer the players in the middle to get forward. But if I lose the ball, at least I got a back 4. I can always improvise. I can always run back. And that is why I put both the centre mids on get forward. And that is the comeback formation. Anyway, guys, I hope you enjoyed the video. Don't forget, if you want to get better at FC24, you come to my Patreon. So it's patreon.com/NoGuides. Or you can click over here. And if you don't get better after 1 month, we'll refund your money. That's a no guys guarantee. So if you want to get better at FC24, you can come to my in-depth FC School Series. Videos are completely in-depth in a structured format. And if you don't get better after 1 month, we'll refund your money. That's a no guys guarantee. That is how sure we are. But you've had this many times before. That's up to you, not up to me. Anyways, thanks for watching. Take it easy, and I'll catch you next time. Peace out.